Hola a todos, bienvenidos a Cafecito con Masha, chicos, espero que estén muy bien. Estoy muy contenta arrancando la semana con una entrevista que ya tenía ganas de hacer desde hace algún tiempo. Buen fin de semana, pude descansar un poco y bueno, pues muy contenta como siempre, ya saben. Por favor, recuerden suscribirse a mi canal si no lo han hecho todavía. Síganme en mis redes sociales. Recuerden que estoy teniendo muchísimas entrevistas de patinaje, de rumbo a Tokio para los atletas que van a competir en los Juegos Olímpicos de Tokio. Y bueno, pues tenemos mucho contenido que estaré subiendo en las próximas semanas, así que por favor no dejen de seguirme. Y si quieren hacer alguna pregunta o comentario al final de la entrevista, por favor no dejen de utilizar el super chat. Recuerden que todos estos increíbles donativos que todos ustedes hacen a este canal, bueno, pues ayudan a que mi canal siga creciendo y demás. Así que bueno, pues les agradezco a todos muchísimo por ese apoyo que siempre tienen. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to Cafecito con Masha. We have another week full of work, full of interviews. And well, of course, today we have a figure skating interview, but remember that I will be doing also these amazing interviews, Road to Tokyo series, with these amazing athletes who are going to compete in the Tokyo Olympics this next summer. So we have lots of content and lots of interviews coming in the next weeks in plural. So please follow me on my social media so you can find out which interviews I will be having, and also to learn about all the videos I'm uploading week by week. And today I'm very excited because we have an amazing interview. I was waiting for a long time to do this, and I'm so thrilled and so happy. And please, if you want me to ask a question or read a comment at the end of the interview, please use the super chat. Remember that these donations you do to my channel help me to keep creating amazing content for you guys. So I don't want you to keep waiting for this moment. I'm so excited because I want to introduce the guest we have for today. We have an Olympian, two-time Olympian, and she's the creator of this amazing clothing brand that we all love called Chique Sport. So I want to introduce to you Jenna McCorkell. How are you, Jenna? Welcome. Oh, you're muted. Sorry. How are you, Jenna? Welcome to Cafecito con Masha.
I'm good, thank you. It's lovely to be here, and I'm looking forward to having a chat with you.
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, I admire you so much. And we've been talking for the past few months a little bit, but finally we got the chance to chat here, like more kind of personal. And I do it like this because we're kind of far away. So it's amazing to have you here. I mean, you have such an amazing trajectory. And of course, I would like to start from the beginning. Why did you get into figure skating?
Well, when I was 7 years old, I saw a little girl in newspaper here in my hometown of Coleraine in Northern Ireland, and yeah, I asked my parents to take me to the rink, and they took me to the local ice rink, and yeah, I loved it straight away, and I started lessons there and then, and that was it. I just kind of started from there, and then never looked back. So yeah, I trained in my hometown in Northern Ireland until I was 14, and then I moved over to England, and then yeah, the whole cycle starts of coaches and everything like that.
Wow, you moved a lot because at some point in your life you went to Belgium?
Yeah, so when I was 15, I moved over to England because I'm originally from Northern Ireland. So I moved to England, and I was training in Coventry. And then I was there for a few years. Everything was really, really good. And then I had a back injury. And after I recovered from my back injury, I kind of just needed like a refresh, like something new, to bring the motivation back. And I started then training in Belgium, and I moved over to Belgium to train there, and I was still training between there and between Coventry as well. And then I stayed there right up until after my first Olympic Games in Vancouver. And shortly after Vancouver, I felt like I was either going to retire, but I didn't fulfill my real Olympic dream in Vancouver. So I thought, okay, I'm going to stay on another few years and try to show what I can do more than what I did there, because even though I was decided if I was going to stay on another few years, that I would change my surroundings, and that's when I moved to Dundee in Scotland, and then I trained there for the next 6 years. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, the things we do for the sport. I have been to so many skaters, and it's like kind of we sacrifice our whole life, but it doesn't feel like a sacrifice because that's what we love. And it's amazing. I also, when I was skating, I moved for a while to Boston in United States. And of course, I left my family here and I left alone. And I remember that at the beginning it was kind of hard, but then you get used to
Yeah.
so it's really cool because some people who are not athletes, maybe they don't understand and they believe you're living your whole life, and you kind of do, but you enjoy it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
It's so
Yeah, it's a different experience. You don't feel so much like you're sacrificing
yeah,
something, because obviously you're enjoying what you do and you always have new challenges, and
yeah.
you have new ways of reaching those challenges. So yeah, it doesn't, although it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing your whole life, in a way you are, but it doesn't seem like that at the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Sometimes I talk to my mom and she tells me, "Oh, you sacrifice so much. Maybe you should have been more in parties or, do other things." And she kind of regrets that this was my life, but I don't. I mean, I would do it over again like a million times, I think.
Yeah.
It's so
I think that, yeah, I don't have any regrets. As such, like that. I think, when you're an athlete, you see things a lot different,
yeah,
and you have your own goals, and you have, your own expectations. And I think, you're willing to sacrifice those things to achieve your ultimate goal. And if that happens, great. If it doesn't, yeah, that's what you trained for and you tried. And yeah, if you feel fulfilled at the end of your career, then that's really all you need, I think.
yeah, totally. I agree. And talking about your career, of course, it worked because talking about the UK, you won 11 national titles. And wow, I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge for a country. I mean, wow, not many people can say that. Being a
Yeah.
world champion for so many years. So for you, how was that experience, or what was the meaning for that for you?
Well, obviously, when I won my first title, I was like 15, so I was still not really like aware of how special it really was. And it's only really like now that I realize like how special it was at such a young age, and that what I was doing was not normal. It kind of seemed normal to me at the time. Um, but as the years went on and the titles gathered more and more and more, um, I started to realize that maybe it wasn't just the norm to have so many. Um, but it didn't mean that the year I was, I was more and more. I think the more titles I won, the more nervous I was for the nationals. Um,
Why?
yeah, I don't know. I think it then becomes the fear of losing the title. Is probably the thing. You're not trying to win. You're trying not to lose. If that makes sense. So it was
Yeah,
like additional pressure. So I think that's maybe something that was a bit more of a mentally a bit more of a challenge was yeah, you're basically trying not to lose your title.
oh my God,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's a great achievement, and yeah, I'm really proud of it.
And also, I imagine that when you go to compete, of course, you have your fans, and you don't want to disappoint like the whole country because they are,
Yeah,
wishing for you to win. So it must be a
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, it definitely and it's a different kind of pressure. Whenever it's in your home country, it's a
Yeah.
completely different pressure. And I always used to say, like, I'd rather do 10 world championships than one nationals, just because of the pressure I would put on myself. Um, I didn't really enjoy it um, as such. Not that I didn't enjoy it, of course I did, but more kind of, it's hard to explain. It was just the amount of pressure I would put on myself. Whereas when I was out competing against like at the Europeans or the World Championships, I think the expectations were not so much on myself.
Yeah.
Although I had my goals and my targets for each championship, but yeah, it's always a strange competition.
I know, but it's huge. I mean, it's kind of like Michelle Kwan style, but in UK. So it's amazing. And I was going to ask you about your,
Not quite Michelle Kwan, but
well, in your country. So I wanted to ask you about your first Olympics. I know the first Olympic experience different for everyone. But in your case, how did you feel the whole Olympic experience? I mean, since the moment you got to Vancouver and, going to the opening ceremony, being in the Olympic Village, everything, how did you feel in that moment?
Um, it was obviously a really, really surreal feeling. It was so good to be there with the whole team, and it was a completely different atmosphere than what you're normally used to. Because obviously, suddenly you've got like speed skating and curling and ice hockey, and your team is just absolutely huge. So it's not just that select few skaters that you're normally used to, and there was everything was just like multiplied by 10. So like the stadiums were huge, and the Olympic Village was just another world. It was really, really hard to explain. I remember when we arrived there, and we were looking around the apartments, and it was just insane. Like I can't even explain it. Vancouver is an absolutely beautiful city. It's still one of my favorite cities in the world, and I think just the whole atmosphere, like that feeling of when you step out on the opening ceremonies, and the noise and the atmosphere, and everybody's just going absolutely crazy. I mean, it's really and it's a hard feeling to explain, but it was really, really special, and that moment still stays with me until this day.
Were you nervous? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Um, yeah, I think because I was there. Yeah, I think I lost you there for a
Yeah.
second, but it seems.
Chicos, creo que Jenna tuvo un problemita con su internet, pero bueno, seguramente en unos momentos regresa. Guys, I think Jenna had some trouble with her internet, but I'm sure she's coming back in a second. So let's wait a little bit, and while we wait, I will be playing a video from her nationals. Ya se nos está uniendo Jenna de nuevo. Hi. Hello back.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I think I lost the connection.
Don't worry, we're here. We were waiting, so it's okay.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure where you heard me until.
Okay, we were talking about the Olympics, and I was asking you if you
Yeah.
were nervous at those Olympics.
Um, yeah, I think it was like a lot of like pressure on myself. Like I never received any pressure like from my parents or my coaches or anything like that. It was kind of, yeah, it was just like everyone dreams of the Olympic Games. So I think the fact that um that moment you're there, and you've got those few minutes to put everything down, and I remember standing waiting to get on the ice, and I remember them announcing like there was so many, like 100 million people watching,
My God.
and I remember just thinking, oh my god, yeah, it was really scary. So it was a bit daunting, but yeah, I was quite nervous.
Oh my God, but that's so amazing. I hear all these Olympic experiences from everyone, and it seems that it's like so magical. I mean, I've been to the Olympics, but as an Olympic commentator, and I remember that I was like kind of crying the whole time because of the emotions. So I can't even imagine how you feel when you're on the ice. I mean, if people off the ice are crying, so I
Yeah.
don't know how you can handle that kind of, emotions and all. It's crazy. And of course, you compete.
Yeah, it is very difficult. It's a learning process.
Yeah, of course. And you competed in a second Olympic Games in Sochi. So, what would you say was the difference between those two Olympics?
I think for the Sochi Games, I was more mentally prepared, and it was a combination of, you know, again, being in a good shape, being ready, and knowing that I was capable of it. But then I still had these like demons in the back of my head after what happened in Vancouver. So I kind of wanted to make sure I really could show what I could do, and my goal was obviously to skate my best and yeah, show what I was capable of and just finish happy and with a smile on my face, and that's what I did. So it was a very different it was a very different feeling, different approach, but um, equally as special. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did you know those were going to be your last Olympics?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
You
sure.
were already
Yeah.
married by that moment, right?
Yeah, I was already married in 2008. I got married when I was 21. So,
Oh my God,
yeah,
you're so
I was
young.
already yeah, I was already married from yeah, 2008, so
Oh my.
almost 13 years.
That's so cool. That's crazy. And actually, we will be talking about
Yeah.
that because I think it's so great that you can be married to a former skater also. And let me tell you that I saw him skate in Torino because those were my first Olympics that I was commentating. And he was one of my favorite skaters. So we will be talking about that.
Ah, okay.
But first, I want
Ah,
you to
okay.
tell me if you had a hard moment in your career, some moment when when you wanted to step out, or just a hard moment in your whole career.
I think like everyone, I suffered, which were enough now. I can't take it anymore. I think the period after Vancouver and deciding to commit to stay on to Sochi was quite a challenge. I wasn't 100% convinced that my body would hold out, like injury wise. So I set the goal of competing at the 2012 European Championships in Sheffield. And then I agreed with my coaches, like, look, I'm going to see how that goes. And, I'll take it like 2 years at a time. So I took it to 2012. And after 2012, I started, like, I was in probably the best shape of my life. I had my best, like, Europeans and world championships around that period. And I kind of thought, right, well, why not? If I commit to it, then, really it was going to be one more year because I said if I went to Worlds in 2013 in Ottawa, and if I don't get the spot at Worlds, I'm not going to put myself through it to go through to Oberstdorf for the last 6 spots at the end of 2013. Because I thought, like, no, I either give myself the chance, I'm going to do it at Worlds. If I don't do it at Worlds, then I'll just call it a day. And I think I was quite set in my head what I was going to do. And luckily, yeah, I did. I got the spot. I skated well in Ottawa, and I got the spot for Great Britain. And then I just wanted to focus on that 1 year. And I think that year I really I trained. I didn't try to do anything more than I already could do because at that point I probably had learned the maximum that I was going to learn. It was really just learning to manage my training, staying healthy, and yeah, a good positive mindset to get me through to Sochi. So I think when I got to Sochi and I really had the best performance I could, I kind of could just really easily close the doors on that and be content with everything. It just kind of sealed it for me.
Yes, of course. And I remember you were so happy after skating. I mean, it was such a beautiful moment, one of those Olympic moments we want to see. It was so good. I mean, you did such a great job there. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It was, yeah, I was really, really happy. As I said, like I just wanted to have that skate at Olympics, and irrelevant of the placing or whoever did whatever, it wasn't interesting to me. I just wanted to, everyone dreams of the Olympics from being little girls, and I just thought I just want to have that skate and I
Yeah,
want to finish my program
make it
and I
one.
just want to be buzzing and I don't care about anything else. Yeah,
That's
that's,
so cool.
and I think that made it really easy for me to transition from competition um, into retirement. Yeah, Kevin's here.
Hi, Kevin.
We're going to talk about you in a minute, Kevin.
Yeah, actually, we were going to talk about you,
Hi.
so join us. Actually, I'm
Jenna.
going to tell
Yeah.
guys, this is Kevin van der
You
Perren,
can.
an Olympian. For guys who don't know him, he's amazing. So actually, we were going to talk about you. My first job as an Olympic commentator was in Torino 2006, and I remember your Pirates of the Caribbean program, and it was amazing, and your costume, it was perfect. So you were one of my favorites, let me tell you.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
not
going
costume.
it was awesome. I loved it, and the program was great. And I was going to
Actually,
what?
for I was actually gonna ask for a costume with as few stones as possible, and I got one back with 13,000 Swarovskis on it, and me and my coach got thousands of before the competition started. And it was so heavy.
I bet. I mean, you were glowing. I was on the, with the commentators, and I think you were shining like everywhere. It was so good. And well, I was going to tell Jenna that I think it's amazing that she's married to also a skater, because when you marry to another, athlete in general, they understand you, and it's so cool. I mean, you guys together are kind of perfect, and I think you make a very special couple. And actually, we were going to show Kevin's costume with the thousands of Swarovskis. But well, what I was going to say
Oh,
is that I think it's really cool that you guys are together. You have the same passion. So even though you both are retired now, I mean, you understand each other. And now that Jenna is with with Chique Sport and all, it's so cool because you guys understand each other. So I was going to ask, how is it to be married to someone who thinks or feels just like you?
Yeah, it's. I think it makes things a lot easier. Like from my point of view, like yeah, like you say, we understand each other, and even when we were training together through the years and everything like that, if one of us was having a bad patch or a bad practice, we tried not to bring it home. Oh goodness, sure. We tried not to bring it home, and just tried to, keep our married life aside from our training life, and that was difficult sometimes, but somehow we managed to get through it. And yeah, it was a challenge, but yeah, it was a nice one.
Actually, I saw on YouTube a couple of videos of you guys on the Worlds. I don't know what year Worlds, but Kevin was watching you and cheering you. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, that's so amazing. Not everybody has that. Actually, after my figure skating retirement, I did
Yeah.
pole fitness for a while, and my husband, who was my boyfriend at that moment, he didn't get it. I mean, he was like, "Okay, you're kind of old for the sport. What the hell are you doing competing? I mean, you have to work or do something else." He didn't get it because he's not an athlete. So I think it's so cool that you guys understand each other.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps, that's for sure. And yeah, it makes you stronger, I think, in life after skating as well.
Yeah, I get it totally. And now that you have your beautiful baby, I mean, he's so cute.
Yeah.
You seem busy
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
baby and all.
he's really active. Yeah, he's really active.
That's so cool. That's really cool. And congratulations because you have a beautiful family. And now I want to talk about Chique Sport. I mean, of course,
Thank you.
every figure skater loves your clothing
Yeah.
brand. For the guys who don't know what's Chic Sport, is Jenna's clothing brand for figure skating and off ice and all, and it's so cool. And I want to ask, how did you get, how did you get the idea of doing a clothing brand?
I think when I skated myself, I was obsessed by clothes, like sportswear and clothing and everything like that. So training gear was a huge part of my life, and I just loved it. So I think that together with wanting to have my own business and build something for myself that was not directly in the sport, but also still involved in the sport to a certain extent. And yeah, I was always very interested in creating new products and things that I would love to have had when I skied it myself. So I think that was a lot of the inspiration behind starting the brand and putting it together. But yeah, it was a lot of hard work, and it took me a good 3 to 4 years to build the very basics and the base of the business. But yeah, it's been really well so far.
And where do you get the inspiration for the designs?
Um, I I don't know. I just kind of come up with them. I don't know. I'm not like a, you know, I'm not a designer as such. I've never I've never went to school for design, but I don't know. I just seem to draw them and come up with ideas and create these items, and they seem to work. So I'm working on a new collection at the moment. We have lots of new things coming out this year. But yeah, um, I'm always like, yeah, writing and drawing things and just putting collections together. Yeah, it's just something I like doing. But I like working so many different aspects of the business that it's getting to the point where it's becoming quite big, and I need to start reaching out and employing more people and growing the business from that side, because there's obviously only so many things like one person can physically do in a day.
It's
Actually,
hard being a genius.
yeah,
I'm gonna get back to me.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, actually, I was going to talk about that, Jenna, because a few years ago, I tried to do a clothing brand myself, and it worked for maybe 3 years just here in
Oh, really?
Mexico. Yeah, and that's why I love your designs because they are so different. I mean, they're not like the basic, style. It's something so like, I don't know, like diva style. I don't know. It's so cool. And they're so pretty. In my case, I couldn't get it bigger. And that's why I
Uh-huh.
understand how difficult is, to get big. And you did such an amazing job. I mean,
Yeah.
not so many years you created Chic Sport, and it's growing and it's everywhere. I mean, everybody in the whole world loves Chic Sport.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people ask me like how I did it and I think like the one of the most important things is like building and understanding what the brand is and creating that brand as well as nice products. So the whole branding and everything that goes with it for me is something that I've spent a lot of time on and continue to spend a lot of time on. And yeah, just the basics of a good solid business plan and a good solid marketing plan is really important. And I think yeah, everything is possible. So it's just yeah, a lot of hard work, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it. So
Actually, I was going to ask, what's your goal with the brand?
I want to obviously continue growing it and building it and creating new collections. There's still so much stuff I haven't done yet that I have in mind to do. And I do want to branch out and, expand it into more yoga and dance and gym and running. And, there's so many different aspects of fitness wear that you can expand it into. So I think I'm on the growing funnel is the possibilities are endless. And I'm starting to, focus on certain countries and building the skating to where it can go, and then branching out from there too. So there's lots of different directions I can go with it. But it's just keeping my focus and maximizing where I'm at the moment.
And besides Chique Sport, do you have any other projects?
Well, I had quite a lot of plans to maybe, start doing something with the development of young figure skaters and stuff like that. And I wanted to do some more training camps because I was coaching for many years as well, and I really missed the coaching side of things. So, yeah, I'm working on different projects that hopefully can combine all my passions and everything as one. So yeah, there's lots of different ideas, but obviously due to COVID, those have all kind of put on hold at the moment. But I am excited to be able to explore, more different options and more opportunities, and do a little bit more from the coaching side as well as the Chique Sport side.
Wow, so you're keeping busy, basically. I really don't know how you do it.
Yes, very busy.
Yeah, it's crazy because you have a baby, and having a baby is hard work. And then the clothing brand also, and I see that you're active the whole time, so it's really cool. I admire you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a challenge, that's for sure. Some days are harder than others, but I've got good support. My family and Kevin is great too. So we have a lot of support. And yeah, it's just like some days are very hard and some days are long, and he doesn't sleep at night, which is just a nightmare. He's just not a very good sleeper. So I'm in general up at least, I don't know, 3-4 times a night with him every night. So yeah, that's just how it is. You just deal with it.
Yeah, that's life. So now we have a couple of questions from the audience. Someone is asking, what was your favorite program?
My favorite program? Probably Where Have All the Flowers Gone? I love that free program. That was my free program in the 2012 World Championships in Nice. That's probably one of my favorites.
Also, they're asking, this is funny. They're saying off-ice clothes, not so warm.
Okay, so they're looking for something a little bit.
Yeah, maybe they're asking because of the clothing. They have like this warm thing inside.
Yeah. So maybe like a lighter version, maybe for Mexico temperatures.
Yes, please. We're dying here. It's so warm.
Yeah.
Maybe when you do more clothing for this part of the world, maybe you can.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to deal with that problem here. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's another. This is a comment. They're saying, please have Latin American ambassadors.
Oh yeah, I will definitely have a look. That's for sure. We hopefully have an ambassador search opening at some point this year. So yeah, we'll definitely have a look for that.
Yeah, there are so many girls from Mexico that love the brand, and the first time I went to the ice rink wearing Chique Sport, they were like, "Oh my God, I saw your posts on the Instagram. This brand is so cool. Everybody wants to wear it. I mean, it's really, really cool." I don't know how many people
thank you.
from Mexico, but they, sometimes they say that the shipping is kind of expensive, but I mean, you're getting worldwide, and it's so cool. I mean, I think with time, maybe it will get cheaper to buy from there. So
yeah, we're at the moment we do ship to Mexico. Obviously, there's been quite a few orders to Mexico. But at the moment, we are actually looking at the moment we are shipping with Royal Mail, and it is quite expensive to ship to the US and to Mexico and most of the rest of the world. So we are looking now at having a courier service, which may be able to bring the price down a little bit, which I think because of the amount of parcels we are sending now to rest of world, I think we would qualify for a better rate on the courier service. So it's something we're looking into at the moment, which I hope, we will be able to do something with soon.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I think these are all the questions from the audience. And Jen, I want to thank you. I mean, you're a sweetheart. You have a great family. You're lots of fun. And I really, really admired you because of your trajectory, your whole career, and now doing this. Wow, I know it's hard having a family, having a baby. You know, it's crazy, but you're doing it and you're
Yeah.
amazingly. So, congratulations because you're amazing.
Thank you very much. That's very kind. It's been really nice chatting to you and to get to know you. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for accepting this interview. And it was amazing that Kevin stepped by to say hi. That was great because it was just in time. So, thank you guys for everything. And we'll be seeing
timing.
Perfect timing. So, well, thank you very much. And thank you everyone who joined us on this interview. Please follow Jenna and Chique Sport on their social media so you can see what we're talking about. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, leave your comments. Please let us know what you think about this interview. I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.